Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I will show you how to set up a Facebook ad from start to finish. So starting off with absolutely nothing. If you know nothing about Facebook, if you don't even have a Facebook profile, doesn't matter. I'll show you guys everything you need to know from start to finish so that after you watch this video, after you watch this entire video and understand everything I'm saying, you will be able to set up your first ad and you can then optimize your ad. I'll show you everything you need to know to get started and set yourself up for success in the future. Now, I don't want to waste any time in the beginning with some fluff or anything. Let's get right into this tutorial. There's a couple ways you can actually do Facebook ads. I think the best way to do it is from Facebook Business Manager. And I think this is the best way, not only for the beginning, but also for long term when you have everything together. And as you grow, if you want to run more ads or do different things, I think it's better to just learn it right here and do everything within the business manager because, like I said, it'll set yourself up for more growth potential and more success in the future. So this is really easy to do. Also, all you have to do is go to business.facebook.com and then sign into your personal profile up at the top right there. If you don't have a personal profile yet, you will have to make one, but that's really easy to do. They just want your name, your email, and your birthday or something. So very easy to set that up. And then we go to the blue button right there, create an account, to create a Facebook business profile account. So what we want to do for this one, I'm just going to make a hypothetical business. Let's call this Yosemite Tours. Yosemite, caps lock. Yosemite Tours. So just like a tour guide in Yosemite Valley or something, right? So my name's Mike. My business email will be Mike at, let's just use the Santrel one, santrelmedia.com. Okay. So my business might already have an account. Okay, so we'll use a different one. We're going to use Mike O'Brien. Then you set that up and this will take you through what your address is. Okay, so the next page it'll bring you to should be this one right here where it says Yosemite Tours. That's the name of this business. You can name it whatever you want, really. And the first thing we want to do, you can add a cover photo. You can add your photo right there. That's not going to matter right away. I recommend doing that anyway. But we want to go and make a page. So you do need to have a page in order to have your Facebook ads running. So that you can add a page, you can add someone else's page, or in this case, we're going to create a new page. So creating a new page will bring you something like this. Facebook always kind of changes the way this looks, but you'll get generally this kind of thing. So let's say we are a local business. We're a local business and we want to be Yosemite Valley Tours. Just like we're a tour guide down there. The category, it could be, I don't know, whatever category you want. We're just going to say advertising and marketing. That's obviously not what it actually is. They want the street address. So we're just going to say 1234 Yosemite Road, Yosemite Valley, Yosemite Valley, California. And then let's see, what is Yosemite Valley? $95389. Okay, so that's it. We're going to create the page. And so this is going to take a minute to create the page. You don't have to really beef this out right away. I recommend that if you're running a Facebook business, you should be making a page. Okay, so once you type in that information, it'll bring you back to this page right here. And if you click on the page right there, Yosemite Valley Tours, it'll take you into the editor. And this is where you can really start to optimize this page. Now, I made an entire video just on this alone, how to really beef out your Facebook business page. So if you don't know what all of these are, which I assume you probably don't, then go over and check that video out after this one. But just the first, give you guys a quick basics here, what you need to know. So you need to have a profile picture, a cover photo. You want to look professional because your profile picture will be showing up on the ad. Your cover photo will be very important when people go to your page right here because inevitably people will be clicking on your profile when they look at your ad, and you want to look professional if you want to gain that business. Then the third thing you really want to do is go to right here. It says create a button. I accidentally just clicked on that like 10 seconds ago, but you want to create whatever your button is. So let's go delete this button and delete the button. You'll see that originally it should say add a button. So when you go to add a button, if we're a tour guide, you can go down to like a booking, maybe we want a booking. Just to make things easier, let's just say send message, because booking makes you do all the setup and say, what is your thing called? What are your appointment times? So we're just going to have them, whatever, do that. So that's going to be our button. Now, the last thing you want to do, so again, just a quick crash course on this. The last thing you want to do is kind of add a couple posts here, add some pictures of your business, just to give yourself a little bit more credibility, to make it look like you didn't just make this in 30 seconds during a YouTube video, right? So spend some time, beef this up a little bit. And like I said, check out my video after this one, just to see how to actually fill out your entire Facebook page. But once you have a Facebook page, the next thing we want to do here, go back to Facebook Business Manager right here. So just to reiterate, we have a profile picture there, we have a cover photo, we have our Facebook page down here. The next thing you want to do is go and add an ad account. So it's kind of annoying to say that, but you want to add your advertising account right here. And so you can add one that you already have somewhere else. We don't have that. You can add someone else's. That's really if you are like a consultant and you're trying to work with another company and create an ad account for them and just work in conjunction with them, then that's what you do there. For this one, we're going to create an ad account. So create the ad account and name it something pretty specific. So we're going to say Yosemite Tours advertising. That's not really that specific if our business is Yosemite Tours, but actually, why don't we say like the advertising for this one, you know what, let's just call it that for now. So then we're going to say, are you advertising for you or for a client? For us, we're just advertising for ourselves. So you click yes, that is just us, create it. And this is really straightforward. It really won't be asking too much of you right here. So you'll just say that you are the admin and you have full control over everything. And so you want to turn these on. So you give yourself control for everything and assign it. You can give, you can assign different roles to different people here. And that's like if you have employees or if you hire a consultant to work with your ads, which if you're watching this video, you won't need to do that luckily, but there's just other ways you can do that right there. So once we have all of that set up, we're finally ready to kind of move to the next step and start creating this ad. So I told you guys it would be really quick. That was like a really easy way to just kind of get going. That's like the prerequisites for setting up the ad. So getting into the actual ad setup now, go to the top, click on the little, I think they call it like a hamburger icon. It's basically a menu icon right there. And here you'll have lots of different options. We want to create and manage. So in order to create an ad, go down to Ads Manager. It'll bring you to this page right here. And this page, well, once it's done loading, you'll see that it looks a little bit different from year to year. You might have seen other tutorials where like it's on the side or somewhere else. So you'll see essentially what you're looking at is you have your account overview, you have your campaigns, and this is kind of like a multi-tier thing. So you have your campaigns, and within that you have your ad sets, and then you have your individual ads. So you want to start off with the campaign, then you want to create the ad sets, and then you want to create the individual ads. It's a good way to organize things if you're running ads for like different promotions, if you're running things for different parts of your business, different halves of your business. So maybe if you're doing like Valley tours, or if you're doing tours in like Mariposa Grove or something, different places that you want to, do groups of ads would be different, ad sets within a campaign. So we're going to click right here, create ad. It'll bring us to this thing right here. So you can create a campaign shell, or you can actually go and create a complete campaign. For this one, we are looking to have an ad running. So let's go and select guided creation right here. And it'll kind of walk us through a little bit of how we want to have this ad. Now, you'll see that the top banner I showed you just 1 minute ago is now over on the side there, where you have campaign, you have ad account, you have ad set, and then you have the individual ad. So right here, it's asking what is the objective of this campaign. So you can use an existing campaign if you have one somewhere else. But again, Facebook is kind of optimized for if you're working with other people or if you're working yourself, and like they have lots of different options here. But that's why you see things like that. So for this, we are creating a new campaign. So choosing the objective of this campaign, you have a bunch of different options right here. The first one is awareness, that whole column right there. And awareness is essentially going to be just if you're making like a PSA, like a public service announcement, or if you just want to grow your name out there. It's not really something that I typically do much. I don't really recommend this for most people, but you have brand awareness, which is just to show your brand out there, increase the awareness of like your Facebook page. If you're a personal brand and you're just looking to grow a little faster, that's maybe how you would do that. Again, I always think organic growth is better for personal brand awareness anyway, but there could be a time and place where you want to use brand awareness ads. Then reach right here is kind of like a TV ad where they just like splatter it everywhere, show anybody. It's not really going to be, you're just trying to advertise to as many people as possible. Again, this one might be something more like maybe like if you're in a presidential campaign or something, maybe you would want to do this, or just like a general public service announcement, maybe you would do this. So again, awareness is not typically one that I would use. Then over here we have consideration, and so we have the first one, traffic. This is going to essentially, the call to action is to go and visit your website. So if you have something that, I don't know, maybe in this situation, if we're doing booking, it maybe if we book through our website, this would be a great way to have people go over to our website. Or maybe if you're selling like an online course or something, you can direct people over that way using traffic. Then below that, we have engagement. The call to action is going to be to like comment or, page likes, and just overall kind of grow your page a little bit. We have app installs. That one's self-explanatory. If you have an app in like the Google Play Store, for example, you can encourage people to download your app. Then we have video views. This one, I think, is what we probably want to use in this video, this tutorial, because say you want to have people watch your video and that's an ad, and then you'll have a call to action on there, and then they can go and like visit your tour website or something, right? So for this one, I think a video is a great way to captivate the audience and encourage them. Like Yosemite is a beautiful place, so showing a video is a great way to attract more customers. Then we have lead generation. Lead generation, I think, is self-explanatory. You're collecting information, so you're getting their email, their name, and you just, you can go and reach out to them later with maybe a quote on their business or an analysis on their website, or something like that to, you have a lead, you're trying to get that person to become a customer. Lastly, you have messages, and then over here you have conversion. I'm not going to get into this one too much, but something like catalog sales would be if you're selling like clothing items, maybe you want a little carousel to show different things that you're selling right there. Or if you have a store, if you want store traffic, so if you're like, you can advertise to people in this area that are maybe in the mall and you want them to come over and you're selling like Auntie Anne's pretzels or Auntie Anne. I don't know how you say that. Some people say aunt, whatever. Anyway, so for this one, we are going to do video views. So video views, like I said, is probably the best one if we're trying to do Yosemite Valley tours. We have like a video. We want them to, see how beautiful it is in the park, and we want them to say like, yeah, I want to do this tour, and then click on the call to action at the bottom. So name this campaign, and we want to name this one. So let's just say Valley Floor Tours. No, I think that's actually a business. We're going to say Yosemite Valley. And we're just gonna say like, I don't know, what's weird, maybe like a wagon tour. So maybe we have like a horse and wagon, a horse and buggy kind of thing, and then we give tours like that maybe. So we're just gonna, whatever, we're gonna say that. So you can do split testing, A/B testing right there. So you can have like that. That's something I do recommend getting into eventually, where you can have like multiple ads, different placements, and some different variables that you can test and really start to figure out what is the best performing ad, what's the best way to advertise and get the best return on the investment. So that's something to get into. For this one, we're just creating a single ad. We're not doing any kind of split testing. So let's go and set up this ad account. So setting up the ad account, they will ask like, basic stuff right there. We have an ad account already. So continue. Then it'll bring you down to the ad set. Now the ad set is essentially who you are advertising to. So the first, ad set name, US 10 or 18 and older, we're not going to say that. So the ad set, we're just going to say Yosemite fans. People that like Yosemite. So we're going to go down here and create the first audience. You can create custom audiences based on lookalike audiences or like their custom audiences. But we are not going to worry about that too much right now. We're going to worry about the age group. So age group, instead of like 18 to 65, maybe we'll say most people that go to Yosemite are between the ages of 23 and, maybe, actually, this is like a tour, so maybe younger people don't have money, right? So you want to figure out who your clients are going to be. Let's say they're people that have a little bit more money, maybe anybody over the age of 40, up to like 65 or 65 and over. So whatever, any age, basically over 40. And let's just say the people that go on our tour are usually women. Say women like our tour. And then you can have more detailed stuff right here. So locations in the United States. Why don't we say in California specifically? So we can say Yosemite. Actually, Yosemite people don't really have internet there. So let's say California. California. Let's just say San Francisco. That's a pretty nearby city. Maybe in Fresno. let's say people in Fresno maybe want to go. And so you can advertise to people within locations. And if you're a local business, this is really what you want to focus on, where you can choose, if you are in one specific location, you're a coffee shop, you don't want to advertise to somebody in Kentucky if your business is located in California. So you want to advertise to people within maybe a 10-mile radius. And you can change the radius right there of how far away, like what the distance is they would have to travel to get to your restaurant or your business or whatever it is. So 10 miles is what I'm going to say for anywhere near San Francisco. And then Fresno, likewise, we're just going to say anyone within 10 miles, right? So say we have, 2 different places that people can go into our office and book with us. And maybe that's how you'd want to do this, right? So required, we do have to review this non-discrimination policy. Facebook's been taking some heat lately. So we want to go through and make sure that we're not discriminating or whatever. Yeah, so we're good. Okay, so now let's go down and show some more options. You can really start to narrow in the target audience that you have right here based on like what they like, and you can eventually, once you start gaining traffic, you can start using things like lookalike audiences, and you can use the powers of the Facebook Pixel and Facebook's artificial intelligence to really optimize for you and figure out what the actual best age group is, what pages they like, and start to really do better than you could do just by guessing on your own. So again, this is tough, but it's a good start, at least when you have no traffic whatsoever and no data in the system. Just start creating your audience based on what you think it probably would be. And it shows you on the top right here, the audience size. So right now, 510,000 people kind of meet this description, and we can advertise to that. So that's, in between broad and specific. It's not too broad, but I think I'd probably want to narrow it down a little bit more, because generally if you really can target the smaller group of people that are way more likely to go to your website and become clients, then you're going to spend less money and gain way more leads out of it, or way more business out of that. So I do recommend having a smaller audience. So estimated daily results, 1.2 to 3.5 thousand people per day. That is a lot of people to be visiting our website per day, or at least seeing this ad. So again, that's based on your budget, and I'll show you that in a minute. But as we go down, you'll see that you can save the audience. So let's just go save this audience, and we're going to name it. Yeah, sure. That's the name of the audience. Females 40 to 65 in the San Francisco area, I guess. Right. And I'm not saying that's the best for this specific ad, but just for example. Okay. So placements, you can go and have automatic placements, or you can edit placements. So we are going to go down and edit placements, of course. So this is essentially where your ad will be showing. So do we want it on Messenger? Do we want it on the Audience Network, Instagram, Facebook? I recommend, and I've heard many other people recommend this as well, it's generally best to just focus on one thing at a time. So we're just going to make an ad that's optimized for Facebook, and we're going to have it on Facebook. And within Facebook, you can go through here and look at where on Facebook it's going to be. So in the Facebook news feed, and they do the really nice thing here of showing you essentially what they mean by this. So Facebook news feed means they're scrolling, they see your ad. That's what we want. That's going to be good. Then you have Facebook Marketplace. Maybe people are looking to buy stuff already. Maybe that's a good spot to advertise. Facebook video feeds, if we're doing a video, maybe that's another good spot to advertise. People are already watching videos. This will pop up as a suggested video or a really sponsored video. So, maybe we want it there as well. Then go down here, Facebook stories. I'm not going to do that because this ad is not going to be optimized for that. Then we can go down in-stream. I don't want to do in-stream stuff. I don't want, no, I accidentally clicked that twice. Then I don't want things that are in article. I don't want things that are in the app or in apps and sites. So that's what I'm going to do for this ad, right? So you can go down and really narrow down where you want to advertise, and you have to really think about the situation people are in when they are going to see your ad. So are they just relaxed and watching a video? Are they in a rush? Are they driving? And so hopefully people aren't using their phone when they're driving, but unfortunately people do. So we're going to go down here, and some other things you can do, edit this. So if you go to more options, you can go and say, is it all mobile devices? Is it Android? Is it iOS? So if you have like an app and your app is only on Android right now, don't waste your money advertising on iPhones if they can't get it because it's not on the iPhone or the App Store, right? So we're going to say, fine, all devices, it doesn't matter for this one. And you can say only when they're connected to Wi-Fi, which is a really powerful tool there, because if you have a video ad and they are on data, maybe they don't have great cell service. Maybe that means that the video is going to be slow and laggy, and they're not going to, react well to it. Or maybe it means that they're busy, they're on the go somewhere, and they just want to, get to whatever they're trying to do with their phone, and they're just going to skip your ad right away, or they're going to go past your ad and not become customers. Where maybe on Wi-Fi, maybe they're hanging out, they have nothing else to do, they're like in an airport, they're, whatever, at work on their lunch break, different options here. So that's why I recommend considering that one. We're going to say when they're connected to Wi-Fi. I think that's pretty good. Then the next category down here is budget and schedule. Now this one, you have to make sure that you set a budget, guys. This is really important that you don't set it too high either. So we're going to say $7 per day in the beginning, because in the beginning, all you're really trying to do is just collect some data on it, and you want to iterate many times. The secret to having a really good, successful ad on any platform, not just Facebook, but if you're using Google Ads or even with Amazon, doesn't matter. The secret is to really iterate and, collect information, kind of regroup, figure out where you want to go and redirect, and then run another iteration of the ads. So the reason that you want to do this is because you can't just right off the bat know what's going to be best. So if I just say yep, this is it, 40 to 65-year-old women in the San Francisco area, and I run the ad with $500, it might not convert well, and I might lose a lot of money. So what you want to do is maybe create multiple ads or do some split testing, try some different variables, run with small budgets, and then start to learn which ones work best, go with those, and you will eventually have an evolving ad set that will become more and more successful. So $7 is the daily budget we're starting off with. You can set a start time and an end time. So you can say I want to advertise between this entire month, or we're going to say maybe a week. So we want to advertise from December 31st to January, 5th, 6th, something like that. Just a couple days later, say people are planning their vacations then. And maybe it's the best time to advertise during weekdays, right after New Year's, when people are planning their vacations, right? So that's what maybe we'll say for this one. Then you do have some more options down here. These are not really that exciting. I'm not going to cover those too much, but then we'll say continue. So we have a decent audience. I think we narrowed down who we really want to be targeting here. And then it brings us down to the next category here of the actual ad itself. So something else to mention is on the side, if you decide you want to go back and refine your audience or something, you can actually just go over to the left here, click on audience, and it'll just bring you right back to that step. You can easily switch between steps within this with no problems at all. And since we're here, something I forgot to mention before, let's go into edit this audience. Now, I really should have mentioned this earlier. So when you're looking at the locations, you can actually go and choose maybe not just everyone in Fresno and San Francisco, maybe not everyone who lives there, maybe actually you want people that are traveling in this location. So something like Yosemite Valley tours, most people who go to Yosemite fly into either San Francisco or Fresno. So you can then advertise to people that are traveling there, so they're not normally from that area. And it's very likely that those people will be interested in visiting your tours or actually becoming customers. Now, something else to mention or to look at here is the tighter you narrow down this audience, so now we're down to 13,000 people, that means that you are way more expensive per ad shown in front of somebody. So the tighter your audience is, the more expensive it is, but of course that means it is more likely to convert. So if you can narrow it down to an accurate audience, you can generally do very well. Now, if you're just kind of blanket spreading your ad out there and saying, advertise to this giant group of people, it'll be a lot cheaper. And of course, you're going to have to run more ads before you get one customer. Now, one last thing, again, I should have mentioned this as well. Geez. So you want to go down to detailed targeting. This is the other thing. And I can say people that are interested in Yosemite, so maybe they're already following Yosemite National Park. So we can say people are interested in that. Unfortunately, this narrowed it down to fewer than 1,000 people. So let's go and open up the age spec now. I want to advertise to more than 1,000 people. And we're going to say all men and women, still very tight. So we're going to say anybody traveling within 50 miles of Yosemite, or 50 miles of Fresno, 50 miles of San Francisco, and that'll give us, we're still below 1,000. So it depends, guys. Maybe that is actually just how we're going to advertise with this. There's not a large group of people that are visiting that area, on Facebook at least. So regardless, that's what we're going to do. We're going to update this right now. And you really should be kind of honing that in and figuring out what your best audience is. So the more you advertise, the more you're going to figure out exactly who you want to advertise to and what actually works best. So you can choose different interests for your audience. So people that are interested in national parks and in that area, we have 14,000. They're very likely to be interested in our tours. So we're going to update this audience, and you'll see that when you update the audience, before I actually so right now they're saying it was a small reach. Now we're good. So I did change that. It's no longer employed by Yosemite. Now it's actually interested in national parks. Now down here we have a little error right there because we didn't actually finish creating the ad yet. So creating the ad itself, the first thing you want to do is go down and create the name of the ad. And this should be very specific for what this specific ad is going to be, what it's going to be called. If you're making multiple ads, you don't want to get confused further on down the road. So Yosemite Tours, buy one, get one free. That's what I'm calling this ad. Maybe it's a deal where we're going to have people go and they can go and buy one ticket and they get another ticket free so they can bring a friend when they're on this tour or something like that, right? So then we'll go down. It is for this page. You can add Instagram placement. Again, we're not doing that in this one. The format, you can go, we're going to have a single video. That's what I want to do right here. Then we can go down and add the video itself. So if we go and add the video, we're going to have to upload a video right now. We're going to upload this. Hopefully you already have a video. If not, you're obviously going to have to make one for this. Luckily, I have just a quick little one that I already made. I exported it, and I was going to use this for a different channel of mine, but works pretty well because it is about Yosemite, and we'll use it right here. So it takes a minute to export the video or upload the video. They give you some recommendations here about the ratio of it. So this one is full screen horizontal, which is not ideal, but regardless, you want to try different shapes. I've seen a lot of people, even on YouTube, for example, when they have ads, a lot of people use their phones to, go on YouTube. So a lot of the ads are like taller now because people typically find a video, open the video, and the ad plays vertical before they turn it horizontal. So just kind of interesting that people start figuring things out for the best way to use as much of the screen as possible to advertise and just kind of create the best conversions. So for Facebook right now, it depends on what you're doing, what you're advertising for. You may want to have vertical or horizontal ads. You may want to have square ads. So there's different aspect ratios. This one, like I said, just because it's a video I made for YouTube, it's 16:9 horizontal full screen. So then we get on here and you can add the text. It'll actually show the ad in a second. And it can show you like what it's going to look like in each different scenario. So in mobile news feed, that's probably what we care most about right now. The primary text, we're going to say something like Yosemite Valley Tours, buy one, get one free. So let's say our free, our New Year's gift to you. And let's say we want to add our website. Oh, it's jumping all over the place. So it finally finished uploading, it looks like. That's our video. So it's going to look something like that right now. And again, it wouldn't just be like the letter Y in a gray circle. That's why I said, so roll it way back. That's why I said when you make your page, it's important that you have your profile picture on the page and you have your banner on the page. You want everything to be fleshed out because people, when they see this, they might tap on your icon right there and go to your page and check it out and see like, hey, is this a legitimate company? Do I actually want to go and click on this link, or is it going to take me, wherever else? And it's just, they want to figure out, they want to know more about you. And that's why it's important to optimize, again, your entire Facebook business page. So back to this one. So we want to just create a little description above that. Maybe if we want to add a website URL, you can do that. Then we're going to have a description below there, which is also optional. We can change the thumbnail. I'll show you that in a second, but let's just add a headline for this. So we're going to say buy one, we're going to say Yosemite Tours, buy one, get one on us. So buy one, get one on us. Get one free on us. So that'll show up below your video then, and it didn't do that yet until I move away, but you should have a description or headline below the video right there. So then we'll add a description. So let's just say like Yosemite, or let's just say everyone wants to travel more in 2020. We want to help you want to help make that possible with a free tour of Yosemite Valley when you bring a friend. Right, so maybe that's just what we want to call it. Then the website URL, we're going to say santrelmedia.com. Santrelmedia.com. And you'll see what this is going to look like desktop news feed. They'll show you each scenario and what it's actually going to look like. So desktop news feed, you'll see the ad is definitely a little bit bigger right there. So you'll see like all the text on the bottom, the headline and everything. Interestingly enough, they don't have, mobile does have that. It was just being slow before. But yeah, they'll show you right there. The learn more button will take you to your website or to wherever you have it going. Desktop news feed, this is what the ad's going to look like. Which, by the way, I am actually releasing this video on my OBR travel channel. I think it's going to be a cool video. It's just, I don't know, it's just kind of a pet project. It was fun to do. But regardless, going down, you have a call to action. Could be learn more. It could be book now. Obviously, book now is probably a better one here. And it can lead them to whatever booking you have. So essentially, this is a call to action button right here. When they're going through, they'll see your video. You'll have some bold text right there, some all caps like free, whatever. And hopefully this ad right here is something that works well with people. Maybe you want to add subtitles to the video. I actually do recommend that because a lot of times people go through Facebook and they have their phone muted and they're watching videos, on mute or something. So they want to be able to read what you're saying in the video. If there's any kind of dialogue, make that pop up. It also usually increases watch time from what I've noticed when people have the ability to read what's on the bottom, because maybe that's for when it's muted. Maybe other people just like reading as well. You can add languages. And so there's a lot of other options here. We can go down and do conversion tracking. You can set up a Facebook pixel. I showed you that in a separate video, guys. Facebook pixels, I can't emphasize enough how powerful it is to use a Facebook pixel because you can just have all this extra information, and anytime someone visits your website or does anything on your website, you can really just gain a lot of valuable information and retarget and have a better, more successful ad campaign when you're using a Facebook pixel. So after that, we're going to go down here and say confirm. So that will be essentially saying that our ad is all set, all ready to go. And they're going to ask for some payment method right now because I'm not actually doing this ad for real. I'm not going to pay for it. But that's essentially how you will be setting up a Facebook ad. That's everything you need to know. That is my experience with Facebook ads. It works really well. And obviously, it's a very powerful platform with a lot of potential. So I hope this video helped you guys to better understand how to set up a Facebook ad. Of course, there's many different types of ads, and I will be talking more about how to optimize them in the future, as well as some different types of ads you may want to consider using. So if you're interested in any of that, please consider going down and subscribing to this channel. Also, please remember to like this video if you've watched it this long and hopefully found some value in it. I appreciate it, guys. Comment if you have questions. As always, thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time.